how to apply a full lip. There's so many different variations of how to apply a full lip makeup, but I'm gonna give you the main key points that you can use for any type of lip style makeup that you're gonna be doing. There's so many different types of products you can use to do a full lip. These are just some of the things that I might be using throughout my process. A powder brush to set it. This is a lip primer. We have my lip liner. I have a Chubby Stick lipstick. I have my lip gloss. I have a mascara wand, which I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with that in a minute. A large concealer brush, a small lip brush, a makeup eraser pencil, a highlighter, my powder, my concealer palette, a sponge just in case, and a mini sponge just in case. A double-sided pencil sharpener for my small lip liners and my large chubby sticks, and a tissue, and I'll show you what I'm doing with that in a minute. Before I start my client's makeup, I usually put lip balm on them right away, which is super beneficial in case their lips are dry, and then it'll set by the time you've gotten to the actual lip makeup. So right away, you curl the lashes, you put the lip on when you're putting up all the skincare. But here's a step that you could do with a mascara wand. Let's just say Mira's lips are really dry and flaky. I would just take the brush and ever so softly exfoliate them with my brush. You can also use exfoliators, but this is not as messy. See, I can just flake off all of the skin. And just get it off. No need for it. Okay? And let's just say that lip gloss has been on for a while, but for our purposes right now, we're gonna quickly blot it and then powder it through the tissue. This tissue might be too sturdy. Cheaper tissue is better because it has more of a thinness. And let's just go full throttle. Get the powder on there. So it's still moisturized, it's still hydrated. Then I'm gonna take my lip primer, which is just to help to really grip that makeup. A lot of times for clients, depending on where they're going, I always recommend to them, just carry a gloss. Just carry a gloss, so simple. But if we're doing a full look, or it's for a film, or I'm gonna be on location with that bride for the whole time. Let me just get this, make sure my hands are clean. I'm going to do a full lip when I'm like when I'm there or when I'm on set, and I can keep reapplying throughout the day. So after each step, even with the primer, I'm gonna do powder because I wanna layer it. Yeah, enough with this tissue. This tissue is too great for blowing noses and wiping tears, but not for blotting lipstick. Then I'm gonna move in to my lip liner. When working with someone with darker toned skin or a lot of pigment in their lips, you have to be careful because things can come out too ashy or they'll blend with the tones underneath the skin and the color can completely change. So to be on the safe side, I'm just gonna start with a nice burgundy tone. I begin with the Cupid's bow so I can see, so she's got like rounded Cupid's bow. And I'm not gonna go in one line like this, like all around the lip. That's suicide. This would be smarter to lightly sketch. And if their lips, so Mira's bottom lip is slightly larger than her top, not so much, but let's say I wanna make it thicker in here. I'm just going to ever so softly in circular motions, almost like I'm building the lip from the inside. Start to sketch it out, and I'm gonna bring it out over her lip, down at the edges. So now I gotta remember what I did on this side, and lips can be, they could hypnotize you because they're not always so defined. like my lips, sometimes I'm like, where did that line go? I just have to make it up as I go along. But I do also want to be mindful that everything is in alignment. So from the tear ducts down to the tips of the nostrils to the top parts of the Cupid's bow. So the lip doesn't look like it's over here or it's over here. Everything has to look balanced. I can already see that this side is further out than this side. And when you're doing a photo shoot, everything like that, always go see what your client looks like on camera and pay attention to everything. Or even take a shot with your cell phone. See, I can even see that the highest point is here and this highest point is here. I want to move the highest point over just a little bit. Here I can kind of get a little bit more fast with my movements. Lips can be very tedious because they have to be, especially when it's going to be a dark lip. It could be so tedious to get it right. And if you're a perfectionist, well, good luck, because it can get pretty interesting when trying to make it perfect. And then I have a little bit of an optical illusion because I've made it thicker in here. There's just so many variables in how to distort the look of the lip. So from here, I'm going to look in my camera and I can see that this is still higher. So I'm just going to round this part out just a bit. I'm going to go in with my chubby stick, which actually I just opened. And this is a different color. This is way more red and that's way more blue, but I want to have some fun. So I'm going to just, and this is, you could do with your lipstick. If this was not a brand new one, I would wipe it down with an alcohol pad or spray it with alcohol in a tissue and then wipe it onto my paper towel or a tissue. So this is kind of a cool mix because the lip liner is matte and this has a sheen to it, like a metallic sheen. But I'm gonna get up into the purple part, get a little closer. And some artists, and you can do this too, is put the lipstick on first and then do the contouring with the lip liner. But I'm gonna do a bit of both. So I'm gonna go in because I wanna see that purple. I wanna see that blue, and I wanna see the gradients from the darker and the blue to the lighter and the red. See, now I'm pressing harder, but at the edges of this color, I'm lightly bringing it in. And here what you could do is you go, woo, like a stair, like a little triangle, so that all of this stays nice and plump. Taking a peek in my camera, stepping back, bringing it out a little bit right here. So this is still not done. A full lip. I'm going to use this tissue because I don't want even though my powder is translucent, I don't want to alter the color of what I'm doing here. I want to set it and blot it so that it can just stay on for hopefully all day. But with eating and drinking, it's not always possible. So usually if you have a bride or a client, you'll give them the lip colors you work with, or they'll bring their own. I'm going around with my eraser stick and just kind of blending out anything. And this is a waxier base than any of the products that I've used. So it's going to stop it from bleeding or help it stop from bleeding. And I'm going to keep wiping it off because there's some residuals and I just don't want to be spreading color around and accidentally getting it everywhere. So just keeping it really tight into the line so that this makeup doesn't bleed. Then I'm just gonna take a little bit of highlighter right at the tips of the Cupid's bow to give this illusion that the lip is really coming out at me ever so slightly. I don't want it to look too obvious, just a little bit, and then a little bit onto the puffiest part of the mouth of the lip, giving it a small sheen. And you don't have to do that, and even just a little bit on either side of here. You don't have to do that, especially if you're going for a completely matte look, then I wouldn't recommend that. So when applying a full lip, always remember your color theory. Pay attention to that color changing on a client's lip because she has a pigment that you didn't really consider right away. So you can try on a few colors with them, and that's okay. Maintain the shape, pay attention, keep everything blotted and powdered and primed so that that lipstick's gonna last for a really long time.